All right, so former President Trump and his team reacted to the news of his latest indictment. Once again, he denounced the indictment, calling it, quote unquote, election interference and prosecutorial misconduct. He also compared the Biden administration to Nazi Germany. The vast majority of Trump's opponents supported him, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. He promised to end the weaponization of the government and ensure a single standard of justice for Americans. Another GOP presidential hopeful, Vivek Ramaswamy, doubled down on his vow to pardon Trump if elected. Meantime, former Vice President Mike Pence criticized Trump, saying, quote, anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. Once again, we have veteran trial attorney Mark Eiglarsh here to talk about all of this. We have so many questions. Dive in, Jeff.
Let's just go on what you just read, Sam. I want everyone kind of to jump in. Tori's scratching like she's got fleas to get in here.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
So what do you think of the fact most of Trump's opponents we just mentioned are supporting him through all this? It's an interesting tactic.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. This is not the first thing he's done that one would objectively find objectionable. There's been a history of things, whether it be by where he should grab, women and all the things that he said over the time. It didn't cause any decrease in his support. His supporters believe that he's being targeted, he's being framed like the Mona Lisa, and that will not change.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand how his opponents stand when they don't have spines. It must be hard.
But
I know. Burn. Mark, is there any evidence to support Trump's claims that this is some kind of prosecutorial misconduct or interference? Is there anything to that?
The prosecutors are the only ones who know whether they have the evidence to go forward in good faith. I suspect that you don't have all these different prosecutors just going after Trump with nothing, right? So his argument that this is prosecutorial misconduct is predictable. It's exactly out of the playbook. That's what you argue when you're either Snow White innocent or guilty as you know what.
Okay, Mark, so we have about 30 seconds left. So let's talk about what this could mean politically for Trump. Since his first indictment, his popularity has only gone up. So do you think these new charges will be any different?
No, it's not going to be any different. Here's the crazy thing. Imagine if he somehow is convicted of any of the many charges that he's facing. Nothing precludes him from continuing to run for office and continuing to serve even from a prison cell. There's precedent on it. It happened over 100 years ago where one person got a million votes from his prison cell. It could happen.
Yeah. Wow. And the comparison to Nazi Germany is super insulting and offensive.
Ridiculous and offensive.
Thank you.
Yeah. But very predictable.
All right. Well, Mark, we appreciate you as always. Thank you for joining us today. To learn more about Mark, or if you have a legal question, check out his website, speaktomark.com, or just scan this QR code and it'll bring you right there. You can also pick up Mark's book, Be Happy by Choice, wherever books are sold. Mark, thank you again for all your expertise.
Love you guys.
Love
Thank
you.
you.
We'll be right back. Bye, Mark.